For Jeremy, John, and I, our trip to Guatemala was a cross-cultural journey to see how God was working in this place. Our hosts, Barb and Jerry, were amazing. Their knowledge of the country and culture gave our experience so much more depth. We found it inspiring how integrated they were in the community. They chose to live in the neighborhood they are reaching out to, not only to serve those around them, but learn from them as well.
Guatemala is a very culturally rich country. It's also a very young country. A lot of the population here, I would say, is probably under the age of 30. And with that comes some challenges where there isn't enough work for those that may be qualified or that are looking for work. The Guatemalan people are very friendly people. They work hard. They are very proud of their culture. They're very resourceful, and they survive. I am amazed all the time at how they survive, how hard they work, and how they value family, especially in the villages and the towns here. They spend a lot of time together, and they value that time as a family, and that's a value that I think we've taken to heart, and especially here in our home, and that we've tried to apply even more so as we live in Sumpango.
Family. Barb and Jerry have a big family here. Every morning, their scholarship students bus in from the villages to do homework and devotionals.
PILAS focuses in three main areas: education, scholarships, leadership development, and discipleship. What is lacking in the villages are kids that have a lot of confidence to want to be future leaders. When we elect the kids, when we select these kids, they are the future leaders of these villages. They are the ones that will, down the road, affect change. It's so hard to affect change in these villages where the cycle just continues, whether it's poverty, brokenness, just hopelessness.
As we go through the villages, we can see several problems, needs. We know from relationships that we have, there are many broken families. There was also a lack of resources. Land is a problem. Not everybody has work. So that results in malnutrition, lack of food, lack of clean water. We can go on with the list of different situations and problems that are in the villages. And when we evaluate them, and we've looked at the different causes and what can we do about it, and it always led back to education for us. We can put in a new home, or we could put in a water filter, but if they don't understand why they need to drink clean water, because it's always been that way, the other way, without education, nothing or very little may change.
On the second day, I had a chance to visit a home, and it hit me hard. To see the disconnect with the students wearing their private school uniforms to seeing where they were actually living. But as the week went on, my feelings began to change. I started getting to know the kids and their families. Their worries became my worries, their hope became my hope, and in the midst of our shared common brokenness, there was joy. A place where we see our living God restoring His kingdom through His people, little by little.
I pray that people would be inspired by our story, that they would see acting on a need will only increase our faith and only give us an experience that we've never maybe dreamed of.
Somebody once asked if we had any regrets, and the only regret we had is we didn't start this sooner. That we didn't respond any sooner, that we didn't have the faith, that we feared, that we didn't trust, and boy, it's been quite the journey, and it's not over yet.